Alright, we should be live. I've given myself like a minute or two, literally, since I did my Toph metal bending stream, Toph the first metal bender, where we went over all of the cards I picked out for her commander deck. So, my voice is still kind of shredded. That's okay. It is time to draft some Avatar the Last Airbender, and I'm actually almost out of gems. I'm gonna have to buy more. Or stop sucking at magic. So I'm gonna have to buy more gems. Yeah, I don't even have gold to use right now because of the um, Uzi thing, the sale from Christmas. Alright, so we're gonna take the Legend of Roku, because it is obscenely strong. If Legend of Roku was not here, if it was some random common or uncommon I didn't want, we would almost definitely be taking Aang here, with some consideration for sold out, I think, but yeah, we're just gonna take the Legend of Roku. It's just way too powerful. Alright, who are we drafting with? Nope, nobody I recognize. Legend of Roku into Ran and Shaw. I don't know what else was in this pack. I don't know what tempted the opponent, or, well, not necessarily opponent, but other player from taking Ran and Shaw. It might have been another double rare pack like ours was. In fact, I have to believe it was, because Ran and Shaw is just way too strong. It's Dragon Endor Lesson. I was hoping it might be... I knew it was another card type. I could not remember what the other card type was. I was genuinely hoping for Saga at that point. Because there are a handful of cards that care about lesson sagas and such, and shrines. So, I really want to take lesson cards, and I don't want to take Zuko's Exile. Although I think it's playable, it's certainly not great. So I'm really inclined to take the Lost Days. The problem is I don't want too many of these. I also don't think I need the Haiku. I guess I could take the Haiku first and just have one Haiku. That way we have it, because we should be able to pick up a Lost Days later. And instead we get another another Haiku, but we also actually pick up It'll Quench Ya, which is more in line with what I'm looking for at this point. It's an Earth Rumble, but yeah, I just want to be lessons right now, if I can help it. No good lesson cards. I am inclined to grab the Sold Out. It's not a lesson, obviously, but it is one of the more powerful removal spells, and I do not mind branching out into a third color for my grindy control decks. There's a lot of fixing in this format. I just don't really care for a lot of the other things that were in that pack, so. No lessons. There is a blue-green land. There's also a wall-top sentries. I could just take Prince Zuko. The biggest problem with taking Prince Zuko is I'm running multiple 5-drops, or, I'm sorry, a 4-drop and a 5, so I need to make sure I can actually cast them after activating him, but I guess that's not too hard. He is stronger than most of the other cards in this pack, but I could have taken the land there. Rocky Rebuke is not a lesson. Origin of Metal Bending is, but I don't have any green cards yet. The Sold Out can probably just sit down here for right now. I guess give me Uncle Iroh. I'm already looking to be a base red lessons deck, so I'm going to take the first time flyer over the second Haiku. I do not want to run 2 Haikus. I am so regretting not taking that Lost Days before now. I'm just going to take the Aang's Journey. It is a lesson, first and foremost. Alright, I will take Solstice Revelation. Does give me a card to hand. Spending 3 mana to draw a card is not great, but it's not the absolute worst. You just want to grab a bunch of lessons and, a Grand Lotus Iroh that we can... Which is another reason to have grabbed the blue-green land in that other pack. It's the Zuko. I think that was the pack. Because if we actually get Iroh Grand Lotus, I'm going to want to run him. That's not a lesson. I will take the black-green land then, just in case. I'm not running that. Ooh. Ooh, Beifong's Bounty Hunters is real strong if I'm gonna run a bunch of colors, I definitely want to grab them. If I'm not running a bunch of colors, I want one of these two. I think I have enough good cards where I need to grab one of these two cards. I'm going to grab my first Octopus form. But, wow, am I tempted to just grab Beifong Bounty Hunters there. Spirit Warrior Revival is really strong. I would need to get, like, the clue makers and whatnot to make it a lot easier to cast the full effect. And I am hard up for lessons right now for this deck, so I think I'm just supposed to take the Iroh's demonstration. Keep going. Another first-time flyer. For a bunch of other potential playables. None of these are great for what I'm doing. I think I'm going to take the cadets, though, because they have the most potential. Ooh, a free lightning strike now. Sorry, energy bending. I don't have a particularly high opinion of you. The only reason to run you is because you're a lesson, so... Alright, just take a Boomy Bash here. Another Aang's Journey makes anything I want to splash easier. I think I take Mai here over a second Boomy Bash. I'm not a huge fan of the Boomy Bash. I'll run it, obviously. But I don't want to load up on them. We did wheel a second Uncle Iroh. It's not terrible. We did not wheel the either of the Lost Days, though, so... I mean, somebody's actively taking them. Do not care for Freedom Fighters. It's gonna go down there for signaling purposes, as opposed to taking, like, the White Temple or something. I don't think is great for what I have. I keep cutting the red, because I don't think I'm branching out into green yet, and if I am, it's to splash for something, so Melon Lord is not making the deck. I have a sold out, but I'm more likely to wind up running a green card. I'm really regretting that Zuko now. I mean, if I was gonna run the black card, I was gonna, wreck my mana base for a spell. That's probably it, but it's probably just Knowledge Seeker or another Fire Nation Cadets. I think it's Knowledge Seeker. Alright, there's a Teo. Like Watery Grasp, not much else. Alright, take Teo then. Blue Shrine versus Porcupine, another sold out that I can't necessarily run yet, a 4-3. Alright, give me the blue shrine just in case. Like, I already have Aang's Journey, so... would not be that hard. Cheap lesson in Boomerang Basics versus another shot at Lost Days. 2 bulk mythics in the pack. They're not going to make it back to us, sadly. Faded Firepower. Over another Spirit Oasis. Maybe? If nothing else, it's taking a mythic towards set completion. Another firebending student or another lightning strike. I think I'll just take the other lightning strike. I think lightning strike is too good. Alright, so I already have triple red and faded firepower. Did I want triple blue and Hama now? Maybe? Legitimately, maybe? I don't think I want a third Aang's Journey here, even though I do want lessons. Also, apparently I can have a third Aang's Journey if I want to. I can take this guy and see if we wheel the other Fire Nation cadets. We did not. Okay. There's a very slim chance he's still worth running. I also have 2 Uncle Irohs for this guy. If I really wanted to. Alright, let's take the rare. Get at least 1 bulk rare out of this thing. Alright. Yeah, I really regret taking the... I figured the Sokka's Haiku was an uncommon. We weren't going to see any more copies of it. And then that was the best chance to take the other thing, and I might not even run the Sokka's Haiku. Like, I could bring this in, get rid of the Haiku, and then with the Aang's Journeys, I am actually, like, pretty easy to do that. Just cut 1 more card, which might even be the Mongoose, but could be the Zuko. Yeah, it might legitimately just be the Zuko. Alright. Let's do this thing. Alright, we got 2-drop, 3-drop removal spell. So, both of our colors and more of the color we want more of, so that has to be reasonable keep. It could fail spectacularly. We could draw a bunch of lands. Hello, opponent. How are you? Ooh, that's really not good. Momo into the land that taps to put counters on all their guys. Yeah. This feels like it's not going to go well for me. They attack with the Poxbearers. Yeah, this is gonna be bad. Alright. See if they block with Momo here or use the trick they were going to use on her. Yeah. Alright, so no land. Let's see if they have another Razor Ring here. A Yip Yip or something. Rocky Rebuke. Huh. So what I could do is let this resolve and then kill the Momo. Although they are missing lands as far as I can tell. Like, they probably just scry to trying to find lands. Yeah, I think I let this happen. Because if they're actually missing lands here, like if they don't play a land, yeah. Then we don't want to let them find anything. Well, now if they don't find a land, they lose their board. So, that's neat. Actually, do they need 2 lands? Is it 4? It's 4 in top, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, even with a land, they don't get to save their stuff. Yep, that sure is 2 damage I'm taking. Alright, so add the red. Play my land for the turn. Kill both their creatures. I think not. They're gonna get to scry too. But if they don't find anything to kill Roku with, they're gonna be in a lot of trouble. Because even if they find a large enough blocker, I'm gonna be able to tap it down. So. So the one mountain is gone forever, but that's not a big deal. We have plenty of lands. We did not need to draw more mountains. Yep. Alright. This is still fine. I'm more concerned about the Scry 3 than the 3 bodies that they just made. Sorry, Scry 2. 3 bodies, but Scry 2. Because it's always Scry 2, regardless of how many lanes you have. Double top. Can't be good. But if it's not Avatar's Wrath, they're in a lot of trouble. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that land was scary, especially with their start, but then they bricked on a land, and we just overwhelmed them. Yeah, 1-drop, 2-drop with that being their second land. It's just really scary. Just put a bunch of early pressure on me, and then all of their things are huge by the end of the game, so. I don't really have a way to deal with larger creatures. Yeah, if they had curved out a little bit better. I guess even with... They had to miss the one land drop. Otherwise, they would have had the 5 lands to save their creatures, and I could have only killed one of them with the Iroh's demonstration, but... Which still would have been Momo. Get him out of the way in my flyers. Alright. If I draw the island naturally, I get to get the flyer down first. Otherwise, I get to tutor for the island and then run out a bunch of 2/3 flyers for 2. Perfect. I'm getting the vibe that they have shrines. It could also be just a like a Temur Lessons deck that might be splashing a black or white instant or sorcery if they have Grand Lotus. Okay. They probably are the Lessons deck then. Ooh. So... Let's go grab another island. Throws both my things. And let's kill their mana dork. Since they missed a land drop last turn. And let's punch them in the face repeatedly until they die. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I could have also destroyed one of their lands instead. Like, taking them off blue entirely. Well, not entirely, because they'd still have the jelly, but... Yeah, they're missing land drops, and I've killed 2 of their mana dorks now, so... Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Left it on top. I wish I had that quench last turn. That way they'd be at 7, going to 3. So it goes sometimes. They left the card on top, so it's probably a land. I think I just quenched that. And draw their land naturally next turn. Alright. I might still lose this just because they have like 5 spells in hand and I have no more spells, so it will not take much for them to stunt my offense and actually get back in this. Okay. Back the forest. Which if they have... I guess the burn spell isn't going to matter because it's only 2 damage right now. Size makes sense, though. The 5th land. Alright. Can I play my land, please? Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's lethal, right? We just go... Yep. Okay. Seems good. Opponent got very unlucky with their lands. And my flooding out turned out to be exactly what I needed. I drew exactly the correct number of lands to win that game, so... Alright. again, hoping to just draw the island naturally, so we can get the flyers online first, but if we don't, it's cool. We'll grab our island. Start casting 2/3s. Yeah, let's just get Roku down. Sooner the better. And I don't think I want to attack and trade, you know, them only, yeah. Going up 2 life for me going down 2 life. Alright. It is annoying. Blue. Play my mountain. Get rowdy. I guess I hold up Quench for their turn. Oh, right, Quench is completely gone. Never mind. I was thinking I was still going to have it until my next turn, but... yeah, alright. Yeah, let's just go ahead and kill him. Which I should have done on my turn while they were tapped out, but whatever. Man, that's a lot of lifelink dudes. Play my island. Hit them for 2 in the air. Bounce that back, draw a card. Alright, recast this. Keep that one on lockdown. And 4 damage to that one. Alright, I feel accomplished. Another opponent stuck on land. So every time you have like a bunch of games where you're stuck on land, just realize that there's one player like me who is just running roughshod over you and everybody else who's having that issue. Like, I am literally the person that everybody who's stuck on lands gets to play right now. Which is nice, but I already have a Roku and Brandon Shaw and Faded Firepower. I don't think I need this much help. I mean, it's like, pats me on the head. It's like, no, shh, it's okay. You do. You really do. Kinda suck. Thanks, Arena. Don't mention it. Alright, and we can just draw a curve while we're at it. Alright, if they have Quench, I'd rather develop out Iroh here. Airbend, yeah. It's fine. Alright, hit for 1. Recast Iroh. They still haven't developed out to the board, so slowing me down is still strong if they have bigger plays to make later. Alright, let's go get my island. My prowess trigger. Let's get my double strike counter, because I'm still holding up Quench here. But might as well put as much damage on them as possible. Yeah, it's gonna be a no from me, dog. Alright, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. That's fatal. Alright, made it to 4 wins, so now when everything comes off and, you know, all the wheels come off and I collapse in a heap of not drawing lands or drowning in the flood out, I'll at least got my 4 wins down. Sure. Made Firepower basically a mulligan here for the time being, but got our curve. Ooh, Obsessive Pursuit is real good. We're gonna have to beat them down quickly if we're gonna... Which we have the potential to do now. Now if they're gonna play a Lifelinker, Lifelinker's gonna ruin my plans pretty well. Yeah, we can't even attack into them safely. Like, there's nothing I'm representing there that's gonna actually get me through. Hey. Wow. Alright. Alright, let's attack with both. Because that gives me my 3rd red source. Right, if they're just going to block with Iroh here, or block Iroh here, I think I let that happen. Lose one of their lifelink creatures. Go to combat and cast Roku instead. Let's see what we hit. Just gonna put some counters on their lifelink dude. Yeah, it's not great for me. Well, a counter on their lifelink dude. Alright, so we cast this. Cast this. Just go face. Run out this one. For 2. That's true, they were always going to be able to gain a lot of life off of their thing, so... Because it was always going to be lifelink regardless of how many things they sacrifice. So it's just the sheer number of counters they're putting on their stuff. Which now they might put the counters on one of the hard-to-block spirits. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Alright. Wait. Open to Roku. I gain my 2 life, buff my thing. Another mountain. Can't currently crew their 4-4 here. But they can do it next turn, which might be a problem. So yeah, just hit them for 4 now. And a 19 and pass. This is going to be close. I don't think I have enough, though. I have to hope that they cast a big spell here and I get to quench it. It's another lifelink, dude. It's not great for me. Take 2 more bodies. There we go. Okay, we quench that. Alright, so we've got 5, 9, 10 exactly. So we just need to chump with my. Go to 4. They're going to get to gain 3 more life, so they're effectively at 21 here. But they don't have a way to block either of the first-time flyers, and I'm about to get 4 more red mana, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is going to kill their guy. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on. So if it were just for 4, that would be 12. No, I think I do need to attack with Avatar as well. I think I do lose this, though, still. I think I'm a point of damage short because of the lifelink. Alright, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. I was 1 point of damage short. Oh, no, wait, right. Their thing triggers on their upkeep. They don't get a chance to gain life. Right, right. I mean, I had to do that anyway because I was just dead next turn to the unblockable 5-power creature on the ground. I did forget their thing was going to trigger on upkeep to finish them. Also, I thought they were going to be at 2 because of that, because he doesn't trample. So it was 8. So that was 20 damage. Yeah, for some reason I thought they were going to be at 2. So they went to 1, and then they died from their own enchantment. Okay. Yeah, I had to go for it anyway, regardless of what the math looked like, because I could not live another turn with what I had. Like, no amount of flying dragons were going to be able to block that one spirit, so. And none of my creatures were spirits. Alright. Seems playable, at least. They have a 2-drop creature. They do not. So we just activate for 2. still not a creature. Alright, in that case, let's cast Revelation, see what we hit. So that goes to our hand. Get to attack for 2 again. Hang on to the snowballers. Ooh, Sokka's dangerous. This just Roku then into Ranenshaw. Oh, Roku now, possibly Ranenshaw next. If they block, that's not going to be great for me, but... I'm gonna say they're almost definitely not blocking here. Alright. We'll see your awesome rare and raise you my awesome mythic. I mean, technically I can play out the land and cast that Mongoose Lizard if I want to, but... yeah, it's a bunch of allies that do not die to my thing. Okay, the red, play a land. Yeah, even with the 2 extra mana I get, I don't get to attack into that, so... and they Watery Grasp my 5/6. I was gonna say, bright side, this does mean they have to spend their whole turn putting him away now. I can just draw a card, I guess. Hi, Gran. Oh man, Gran got that menace going on. Yep. Alright. There's Avatar Roku. So I get to play my land. We Boomy Bash the Sokka. Yeah, this is fine. I decide if I want to double pump if they block with Master Paku. Okay. I do think... oh, right, we went to damage, so I don't get to pump anymore. That's my mistake. I was going to say, I do think we kill Master Paku, but no. Alright. It's fine. First things first, let's get rowdy. Lock down their flyer. Waterbend if they want to. And they get to mill me for one. And they get a loot. They get to loot twice, actually. Well, not gonna lie, I did want that, but, you know, whatever. Alright, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 if I want it to be, but I probably don't want it to be yet. Probably should have attacked with the lizard, actually. Go to main phase. Yep, that's fine. My mountain. Best turn. Does she target? Starting with you, each player chooses up to one permanent with mana value 5 or greater from... God damn it, she doesn't target. Alright, go away, Kyoshi's giant wall of text. They're gonna name Roku. Alright, Roku's down. Alright, go to my turn. Go to combat. Actually, yeah, let's attack with the snowballers also. Because they only have 2 potentially good blocks on them, and I want to cast Octopus Form this combat anyway, so... Yep. I get to eat their flyer and... Still buff my... I do wish I was holding up Quench here, but I don't think I'm really in a position to not lay out 2 dragons and make them have it. Okay. Yep. I mean, my 1 dragon's still going to be alive and able to attack on a subsequent turn, so this is not the worst. Alright, kill that. Trigger my. See what they do. Let's let it happen. Okay. This is fine. They lose their 1 guy. I get to keep my thing. We'll run out Iroh. They need to double spell to bounce the dragon out of existence, and that means I'll probably get to quench 1 of their spells here. I mean, if I quench that, then they don't get to cast a second spell, so they don't actually get to kill Ran and Shaw here. Well, they don't get to kill Shaw. Ran's already pacified, but yeah. Alright. Double fire breathing trigger. Fire bending trigger. So that's plus 8 damage. Yay! And thanks to my having double strike, we saved Iroh and Shaw there from dying to the opponent's things because the game ended before they could be killed. Alright, 6-0. And we start off with Pack 1, Pick 1 Roku, and we have a lot of really strong spells in our deck, so I am not entirely surprised, but I've also not been winning with decent decks lately, so the fact that I have a really good deck and I'm winning, that's not even a lesson I am supposed to mulligan this hand, so I'm going to. That's much better. I think I do put back the mountain, because everything right now is castable. There is a chance that I brick on lands for like 3 turns and die, but... or I can just naturally hit it. Yeah, we're going to cast it now, get another mountain... that turns him on, so I get to attack for 2 right away. We're gonna pacify my 1-2? Because that's great. Yep. Even if they have more removal, the fact that they use that on was effectively just a 2-power creature, like a 1-mana 2/2. Incredibly good for me. Okay, we did brick on a land this turn, so there's that. Because we bricked on the land, we're just going to get my down first. Say, see if we can get them to play out more things that would die to... Alright, so first things first, I'm going to bounce this back to my hand. Get a card draw, see if I hit on the land. I did not. Attack with both. See if I get to kill both of their 3 toughness creatures here. Okay. I'm just going to take my free food right now. Alright, so Ran and Shaw is online if I can find the lands for them. Okay, that is a 2/5 in my way. I do get to keep attacking in the air, and there's a land. So bash for 2. Play these guys. Play Uncle Iroh. Because I might just cast Fated Firepower next turn for X equals 3 and just run them over. If they tap out for like another creature here or something. Yep, that's perfect. If you're not attacking with the 2/5... 2/2's definitely not attacking me here. Yeah, this is just way too strong now. Yeah, that wipes their board and makes her lethal by herself next turn. Because with double strike, that is 12 damage. So they have to deal with her. If they cast anything else here so I know the way is clear, yeah. Yeah, it's that good stuff. Because both dragons are lethal. The Blasting Jelly absorbs their entire turn to kill one of them. So I need a land and a 1-mana trick here. Like Boomerang basics. To kill both of them, and then I just get to play Mai and she's lethal by herself again. Alright. Or they can have, yeah, 2 tricks here would also work. Well. Alright, so I think we run out Mai first. Play the land. They have to attempt to kill... Actually, they have to try and kill Mai here. Because she can comfortably attack into their thing next turn. Yeah, okay. I'm not the boss of them. Alright. They are technically still alive. But they have to chump here. So she is 10 damage. Yep. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep holding up the blast, like, protection from the Blasting Jelly here. Because they have to do something each turn now. First strike creature's real bad for me. Alright. I have to block with Piondao. Prowess saves her. Kills him. I just need my Lightning Strike act. Oh no, Lightning Strike's only 8 damage to their face. Never mind. I was gonna say, you have to kill Mai if you can kill anything. I guess Lightning Strike still kills them because it kills the Jailer. Gets him out of the way. I should have played the mountain first, just in case. Just in case I hit a 5-drop here. Okay. Ah, there's Lightning Strike. Found it! Found it, everybody! Okay, nice and easy. Just the way we drew it up. And they kept clinging to life for forever. The fact that the one thing was a 4/4 flyer, so it would actually trade with Ran, was a little bit rough. Okay, we had a nice solid draft. We got 7-0, got the trophy. I do have to get my brother to work in about an hour. I have to go get him, so that does not leave enough time for another draft, so we'll just have to call it here. I'll probably be back on later doing another draft, but that felt really good after a bunch of like 2 and 3s to just run the tables with a really strong deck, so feeling good about myself. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good rest of your day.